She's so rotten, she wants migrants picking cotton. We present to you Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who made this shocking argument why America needs immigrants. Roll it, Alfred.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands.
When the wheels fall off.
You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Tyrus, I go to you for no particular reason.
It all started with a jaw-dropper on live TV. Picture this. A serious political segment turns into pure chaos when Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett boldly claims America needs immigrants because ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Then, it gets even messier. Brings up cotton picking. Yeah, cotton. On national television.
Take it from there, Gutfeld. I'm going to explain to you what happened.
Okay.
Same thing that happened on this show.
Yes.
She got the job. That was the get the job voice. Remember when I first met you? Good evening, Gutfeld.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. It's a real pleasure to be here. Oh, cool. Once I got the job, what it is, let's crack jokes. So that's all it is. That's all it is, you know.
Her attempt to make a point about immigrant labor instantly backfires and becomes the opening line of a roasting session on the Gutfeld show. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't waste a second. The moment she finished, they lit into her like it was a roast battle. And trust me, it wasn't a fair fight.
Jasmine Crockett still conceals the meaning of Hot Wheels. The Texas Congresswoman still won't apologize over making fun of Texas Governor Abbott's disability. Here's what she said that kicked it off.
We in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now.
Whoa.
And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So,
Now she claims that she wasn't talking about Abbott's wheelchair at all. Yet she's mentioned Abbott's wheels before. In 2022, she posted Beto's rolling around the state. Where's Abbott rolling to?
Gutfeld fired off sarcasm that cut deeper than any polite debate, while Tyrus sat back with that "you done messed up" look and dropped heavyweight punchlines that had the entire studio in stitches. Jasmine thought she was showing up for a policy discussion, but walked straight into a verbal war zone. This wasn't Congress. This was late-night TV, where the wrong sentence can turn into internet history. And it did.
You gotta, to get the job, you know, you gotta leave the Negro at home and do the, like, you know, the what it is afternoon, and then once you get in, you can say whatever you want to say. Listen, everyone talks different with their crew and their people. Everyone has a different way of talking when they're with other people or whatever. She's too comfortable, and she thinks she's clever when she does that. But here's the cold part. Somebody's writing that for her.
Yeah.
That's why she had to remember and look back, because apparently Hot Wheels she thought was going to be someone thought it was a wonderful joke and it was going to do well. So she set it up, but she doesn't read good because she's like, and this, and then she said the Hot Wheels, and as soon as she said it, it didn't get the reaction that she thought it would.
Memes exploded, reaction videos rolled in, and her face during that awkward moment, it's already a GIF classic. By the way, before we continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and share more intriguing stories. Now let's continue.
you're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Tyrus, I go to you for no particular reason. Is she making any point there?
Like this makes me wish my mom made different father choices.
Crockett didn't just lose control of the room, she lost the entire plot. The moment she started speaking, it was clear she came armed with rehearsed slogans and tired talking points. But this wasn't MSNBC, and Greg and Tyrus weren't going to play nice. Tyrus put it best. She brought a paper straw to a bar fight. And that fight? It was brutal.
People write, this is why when white people write black slang, weird happens.
Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Well,
Like, if I wanted to get ethnic on somebody, I wouldn't call Joe and be like, hey, Joe, write me some hood. No offense, Tyrus, I get right to it. Gee Willikers, that's not the guy. What, that doesn't sound like Joe Mackey?
As soon as she tried to swing the conversation back to immigration and who's picking the crops, it all fell apart. Her confidence cracked mid-sentence. Her logic vanished like smoke. There was even a moment where it looked like her brain straight up ghosted. She paused, looked around, and you could almost hear that internal panic. Abort mission. But it was too late.
About him is that he is a hot mess, honey. So,
Of course, Crockett now claims Hot Wheels was about shipping migrants out of the state. Don't you get that? Not the governor's condition. If only there was video that perfectly encapsulates the liberal inability to land a lick on MAGA. Turns out we have one. Roll it, Bjorn.
he's a racist.
How can I be
He's a
racist?
racist.
Okay with it.
If you voted for Trump, you're a racist.
I hope you enjoy the hat. Oh, she took a tackle.
Never get tired of that.
Gutfeld and Tyrus were already moving in, tag teaming with insults so sharp they could cut glass. And it wasn't just about her argument, it was how she carried herself. The smirk, the finger waving, the overuse of trendy phrases that felt like they were copied from a TikTok script. She looked like she had prepped for a speech, not a roast.
So, Dana, Governor Hot Wheels, she claims that it had nothing to do with the fact that he actually moves by wheels in a wheelchair, and he's good looking.
Her cleanup was worse.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was super dumb. So basically she's saying, I didn't do it. And even I did do it though, we're the victim.
The difference? One demands control, the other demands survival. And in this ring, she was just trying not to drown. What followed next wasn't just criticism, it was a full-blown takedown of her entire political vibe. Let's keep going. And then came the moment that really lit the fire under the whole segment Crockett's infamous Hot Wheels comment.
Jasmine Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine Crockett, is in the news again for an old clip where she attacked Florida Rep. Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman. Roll it, Bertha.
Or literally, it's because you married a white woman and so you think that that whitewashed you.
That's not very woke, is it?
In a past clip that resurfaced, she referred to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who uses a wheelchair, as Governor Hot Wheels. On camera, she laughed it off like it was no big deal, even calling him a hot mess. But the internet didn't see it as playful. They saw it as cruel. When confronted about it later, she claimed it had nothing to do with his disability. She said she was talking about his policy on shipping migrants. But the receipts? They told a different story. She had made similar wheels jokes before. In fact, back in 2022, she posted about Abbott rolling around the state. So, yeah, people weren't buying the excuse.
Of course, Crockett isn't the only Democrat who's opposed to interracial marriage, or else more Democrats would have voted for this one. Racist! Tyrus, I go to you for no apparent reason. Do you have an opinion on this, or should I move on to somebody?
No, I just... It has to come from me.
Yes.
Okay? None of y'all are qualified. Not just, for one thing, I'm mad at Charmaine the Guy because he should have kicked her out. See, the problem is that we are allowing our own culture to be openly racist and get away with it. Now, if a white person is offended by that, and they should be,
Tyrus and Gutfeld pounced. They didn't even need to try hard, the hypocrisy sold itself. Tyrus flat out said she wasn't clever enough to pull off the joke and claimed someone else probably wrote it for her. Worse, they joked that she clearly didn't read the script well, because as soon as the words came out, you could see in her face that the joke flopped. No reaction, no applause, just awkward silence. This wasn't just a PR fail, it was a moment that showed how far Crockett was willing to go for a clap and how badly it backfired.
They say something, it's like, it's not the same thing, but if you say that, and another brother looks at you and goes, man, you wrong for that. And I don't want you on my show. Get the hell out, because I'm telling you right now, if I was not on the show, which happens sometimes, and someone was sitting in his chair and he was complaining about black men this and black that, and they shouldn't be here, and you know what happens when a white woman marries a black guy, you would not have seen that guy in the next segment. He would have kicked his ass off, because you're not gonna talk about somebody that I care about like that, or another person like that. That's the problem.
Let's move forward. It only gets wilder. The deeper the conversation went, the more Crockett's contradictions started to unravel, and her stance on crime and justice was the messiest of all. 1 minute, she's calling for bold justice reform. The next, she's talking about redefining what crime even is. Wait, what? It left everyone blinking in confusion, including the audience, who couldn't figure out if she was campaigning or just freestyling her way through some improv set.
Is that we let too much slide, because that's embarrassing. So what you're basically saying is Barack Obama was not the first black president now. So that means that Donald Trump is the first black president, according to you.
Yeah.
So at some point, and listen, I have been with every shade of woman on the planet. I started out black, and then I went Pacific Islander, Asian, had a little Hispanic phase, and then I ran out of to do and ended up with a white one. That's just how it happened. But they're all, I'm telling you, they all bitch the same, they all take your money the same, they all don't sleep with you all the time the same, and they all leave you the same.
Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't let that slide for a second. They tore apart her position by pointing out how she constantly flipped between extremes. One day, she's calling to defund the police, then 2 days later, she's posting about common sense crime solutions. And it's not just inconsistent, it's chaos. It's like she's trying to remix the legal system with hashtags and buzzwords, instead of offering anything that could actually work. Tyrus joked that her version of reform is like putting a screen door on a submarine, pointless and guaranteed to fail. Every time she gets asked how she plans to fix anything, the details vanish. It's all glitter and noise until the pressure hits. Then suddenly, nothing sticks. No plan, no path. Just a swirl of feel-good phrases that look good on social media, but fall apart in real life. And the worst part? You can tell she thinks it sounds smart, but to everyone watching, it looked like someone trying to sound deep without actually saying anything. Let's keep going. It gets even messier. Then came a clip that made things downright ugly. An older video resurfaced showing Jasmine Crockett taking a shot at Florida Congressman Byron Donalds not for his politics, but for marrying a white woman. She said, "It's because you married a white woman, and you think that whitewashed you." That's not just controversial, that's straight up racially charged. And the fallout was instant. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't hold back. They called it out for exactly what it was: blatant hypocrisy. Crockett presents herself as progressive, inclusive, forward-thinking, Tyrus. But here she is policing someone's marriage based on race. Tyrus was furious. He slammed the double standard. If a white Republican said something even close to that, they'd be canceled before the next segment aired. But because it was her? Silence, no apology, just excuses. Tyrus even went further, calling out their own culture for letting this kind of open racism slide when it fits the narrative. He said, "We're allowing our own culture to be openly racist and get away with it." And that hit hard, because here was someone who supposedly stood for justice and equity, attacking someone for who they love. It wasn't a hot take. It was a cold look at how Crockett's message keeps contradicting itself. She wants to be the face of progress, but keeps showing signs of regression. The audience wasn't just disappointed, they were stunned. Let's move on, there's still more to unpack. Now let's talk about what Crockett actually does in Congress, or more accurately, what she doesn't do. Because when it comes to passing real legislation, her track record hits with all the force of a cheap party favor. You pull the string, there's a pop and some glitter, then nothing. No serious bills, no impactful reforms, just headlines, hashtags, and the occasional viral clip. Gutfeld and Tyrus ripped her for it. They mocked her for being a trending topic more than a working lawmaker. And honestly, they had a point. Crockett is always camera-ready, polished, and armed with spicy quotes that light up Twitter. But when you dig past the performance, what's left? No blueprint, no results, just a series of speeches that sound big and deliver small. They said if her political career were a Netflix show, it would be trending under Most Abandoned after episode 1. People tune in, get excited, and then realize there's no plot. Just political trailers with zero payoff. And it's not because she can't talk, she definitely can. Her delivery is loud, her energy is high, but when it's time to build something that lasts, she's MIA. That's what this whole takedown really exposed. She's more interested in the performance of politics than the painful, boring, behind-the-scenes work that actually leads to change. Let's keep going because this was just the halfway point. Crockett's political style has one goal: to look like she's doing something even when she's not. Every speech feels like a highlight reel stitched together from viral TED Talks and Instagram captions. She throws around big words like equity, systemic change, and community-led solutions. But when you stop and actually listen, it's all fluff. There's no real plan hiding under the buzzwords. Just shiny language designed to impress people who don't ask follow-up questions? Gutfeld compared her to a motivational poster with legs plenty of sparkle, zero substance. And he wasn't wrong. Her whole political vibe is about vibes. She's mastered the angles, the social media filters, the trendy causes, always dressed for the camera, always fired up at the mic. But when the cameras stop rolling, when someone actually says, "Hey, how are you gonna do that?" Boom fog. It's like watching someone rehearse for a revolution, but never show up to the fight. Her rallies feel more like self-love seminars than serious campaigns. There's applause, there's posing, but there's no blueprint for real reform. She's running a performance, not a platform. And the audience is starting to wake up. They're not clapping anymore. They're squinting, trying to figure out if they're watching a political leader or just another influencer playing pretend in a blazer. Let's keep going. There's still more to uncover. And just when you think it couldn't get any more cringe, Crockett's policy ideas crash into reality like a clown car in rush hour. Her proposals on crime reform, they sound nice in a group chat. But in the real world, they're like trying to fix a leaky roof with glitter glue. Gutfeld described it perfectly, handing out balloons in a tornado. It's chaotic, it's pointless, and it only makes things worse. She talks a lot about justice and equity, but it's all copy-paste activism. When people ask for real change, better laws, safer communities, concrete steps, she responds with recycled slogans and motivational one-liners. No numbers, no research, just vibes. Tyrus broke it down with brutal honesty. This isn't leadership, it's laziness wrapped in performance. It's the illusion of progress without the pain of doing the hard stuff. She'll tweet about Injustice Monday, post a TikTok on Empowerment Wednesday, and by Friday she's back to finger-waving at a rally. But when the community needs real solutions, when people are asking, "Okay, now what?" she vanishes into thin air. And every time she steps up to speak, it's like pressing shuffle on a playlist called Woke Word Salad. You hear the same phrases again and again, but there's never a plan to go with them. And by this point, even her own supporters are starting to feel the disconnect. Let's keep it moving because her contradictions don't stop there. Now here's where the mask really starts to slip. Crockett claims to stand for justice, for truth, for the people. But when the pressure's on, she moves like someone trying to protect a brand, not lead a movement. Gutfeld and Tyrus pointed it out clearly. Crockett isn't chasing results, she's chasing relevance. Her job isn't about public service, it's about staying in the spotlight. She's constantly posting the right causes, wearing the right slogans, saying the right things for social media clout. But when real accountability shows up, she disappears. Ask her a tough question, and you get spin. Ask for details, and you get word soup. It's all image, no integrity. Tyrus even joked she wraps up her speeches like she's closing a wellness retreat. Let's vibe check this policy real quick. And honestly, it fits. She talks about justice like it's a product something you can add to cart, upgrade to deluxe, and ship overnight. But the truth is, real justice isn't cute, and it doesn't trend. It's gritty, messy, and slow, and that's where she taps out. It's why people are starting to call her out, not because she's loud, but because she's hollow. Her progressive image looks sharp on a poster, but in practice, it's just smoke. And voters are finally noticing that the louder she shouts, the less she actually says. We're getting close to the end now. Stay with me. The last pieces reveal everything. And now we hit the part that really drives it home. Crockett's entire career feels like it's built on contradictions. One day, she's the loudest voice in the room demanding police reform. The next, she's rubbing elbows with party elites, sipping cocktails with lobbyists, and backing policies that leave even legal experts confused. She plays the outsider rebel for the camera, but votes like an insider when no one's watching. Then, another clip surfaces Crockett making yet another racially charged statement, this time mocking interracial marriage. She claimed Florida Rep. Byron Donalds had been whitewashed because he married a white woman. That's not just off-brand, it's plain offensive. And again, no apology, just spin. She says it's misunderstood, but people heard what they heard. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't let this one slide either. They questioned how she keeps getting a free pass. They called out the double standard. If the roles were reversed, someone like her would have been dragged out of office already. But somehow, Crockett keeps her seat, keeps the spotlight, and keeps acting like she's leading a movement. But all she's really leading is confusion. Her platform changes by the week. One minute she's for policing, the next she's against it. Her juvenile justice proposals? All noise, no map. She's throwing out ideas like darts at a wall, hoping something sticks. And every time people start to question her, she shifts again. New look, new slogan, same old empty performance. Almost there, let's wrap this up. So what's left once all the flash fades? A politician who can deliver a fiery speech but can't deliver real results. Jasmine Crockett's energy is loud, sure. But beneath all the shouting, there's no spine, just a long list of trendy phrases and recycled outrage. She talks like she's starring in a political drama called Change, but behind the scenes, it's all rehearsed. No plot, no progress. Her juvenile justice ideas? Great for a caption. Terrible in a crisis. She throws around big emotional words, but there's no follow-through. Gutfeld compared it to rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship. And he's right. While neighborhoods are struggling with real problems, crime, education, poverty, Crockett is out here tweeting slogans and arguing over symbolism. One day, she's bashing the system like she's the last rebel left in Congress. The next, she's posting selfies from insider events and blending in with the very people she claims to fight against. Her whole brand is built on keeping things just confusing enough so no one pins her down. Because clarity? That's the real threat to her act. She wants every option at once, even if those options totally contradict each other. It's like political karaoke. Pick a cause, sing it loud, and hope nobody notices the lyrics don't match the music. Let's bring it home. The final part says it all. At the end of it all, Jasmine Crockett isn't leading a movement, she's managing a brand. A brand built on noise, not impact. Her speeches are like 3 bills. Flashy, but no one's buying them. She promises justice, equity, change, but all she delivers is more slogans stacked on top of contradictions. The more she talks, the less clear things become. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't just poke fun at her, they exposed her. Every time she tried to stand on a principle, they pulled it apart and showed the cracks. One second she's for the people, the next she's playing insider games. She posts about change, but votes for the status quo. Her ideas sound deep until you actually stop and think about them. Even her supporters are catching on. They're not cheering like they used to. They're asking questions. Where are the results? Where's the real work? Because the glam and glitter only last so long before people demand something real. Crockett has mastered the art of looking busy, sounding bold, and staying viral. But politics isn't a fashion show. It's not a TED Talk. It's supposed to be about solutions, and when you strip everything away, she's got none. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments. See you on the next one.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.